Today we're going to be talking about the best college camps to attend. Now, first things first, you guys, when it comes to college camps, you want to go where you are known. So if you have any relationships at all with college coaches, you want to go where they already actually know you upon entering the camp. I think the mistake a lot of athletes will make is that they will go to these big state school camps. Like, for example, let's say University of Southern California. They have a camp every single year, sometimes it's multiple days, and they will literally get over 1,000 athletes there. And a lot of athletes think, I'm going to go to that camp, I'm going to perform really well, and I'm going to catch the eyes of the coaches. But the problem is, you guys, that those camps take place in the summer. June, maybe beginning of July, maybe the end of May, right? The recruiting process for those bigger schools starts in January during something called the contact period. That's when college coaches will come to your school. They want to see you work out, they want to meet you, they look at your transcripts, your film, all of that stuff. So why would they start recruiting an athlete 6 months into the process? They won't. They're going to be looking at the athletes that they've personally invited to the camp, that are there for free, and that they have already been recruiting. And chances are they've already been on the campus for a few days before the camp actually starts, taking a visit. So don't make that mistake. Go where you actually know college coaches. Even if it's a smaller scale school, even if it's a smaller scale camp, I feel you will get more out of that experience because coaches will actually pay attention to you because they know you, and you could show your skills to lead to maybe a future offer. Fellas, before we get into the other types of college camps or just general football camps you want to attend, something that's super important for football players is size. You obviously have to be big enough to play football, to be able to absorb hits, to be big enough for your position, to have strength for your position. And one of the most important things to help you clean bulk as an athlete is going to be protein consumption. You want to try to consume 0.7 to 1 grams of protein per pound of body weight that you have. And that's very tough to do, especially when you weigh, 160 pounds, 170 pounds with just food. So you should try to supplement with a protein powder. So guys, check out that very first link in the description below for a protein powder that I personally developed. This company is owned by myself. It's called AG Labs. Started it with my brother to make supplements specifically for athletes. So this is our cinnamon snickerdoodle protein powder, but we also have chocolate peanut butter brownie, salted caramel frappuccino, and other flavors. It's some of the best tasting protein on the market. So guys, very first link in that description below. If you use the promo code FIRST25, FIRST25 at checkout, you get 25% off your first order. What if you're in a situation, fellas, where you don't know any college coaches, right? The best college camps to go to, like I mentioned, were, okay, you want to go where you're known. You want to know where you have a relationship with the coach. He's come to your school. He's scouted you at a game. Maybe you've interacted on social media. But what if you've never spoken to a college coach? What if a college coach hasn't came to your school? What if you don't even have varsity film? What should you do? And I honestly recommend going to these camps called satellite camps or mega camps. So the recruiting process, you guys, is all about relationships. Can you build a relationship with a coach that is long lasting to where he likes you, he likes your film, he sees you at a camp, and then he makes you an offer? But it's a relationship game. It's a very personal game. It's not just offers just aren't going to fall from the sky for you, right? So what I recommend is going where there are multiple opportunities like these satellite or mega camps to build relationships. So a satellite camp is where a school will host a camp, but it's not just that school's staff at the camp. They'll invite 10 other different colleges to come to that camp, sometimes more than that. So there's going to be maybe 15 different college coaches there from 15 different universities that you have a chance to impress, to meet, to shake their hand, to get their Twitter information, and then follow up with them on Twitter. Maybe when you get varsity film, let's say you're like a freshman and you don't have any varsity film, but you're going to start on varsity as a sophomore. In the summer, you go to these camps, you meet people, you thank them for their time, you send them a message thanking them for their time, and when you get film, that's a contact that you could send to. But that's what I recommend going to if you have no prior communication or relationships with a coach. These next two things I want you to understand about camps is probably the most important thing that you want to avoid, I would say. Number one, invites to a camp are not actually invites. I've never been invited to a party where I have to pay money to go to the party, right? So a lot of people, a lot of coaches will send out mass Twitter messages, just like how athletes will send out mass Twitter or social media messages to colleges saying hey, watch my film. Hey, I'd love to go to your school. Colleges do the same thing, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to fill up their camp. So if you get a message or an email saying you've been personally invited or you have been invited to attend XYZ camp, and then right underneath that it says, and yeah, by the way, the camp's going to cost $200, that's not actually an invite. You're not special. And I'm just going to be brutally honest with you guys. It doesn't make you special. They send that to thousands of people. Now, with that being said, are there other camps where you can get invited to? Yes. And usually those camps, you don't have to pay. If a school is very interested in you, they're not going to invite you to pay money. They're going to invite you. They're going to cover the cost of the camp. They're going to let you attend the camp for free, and they'll probably ask you to visit the campus while you are there. So that's how you know what invites are real and what invites are not. Now, notice, fellas, not one time in this video have I mentioned something called an exposure camp, and that is another thing that you want to completely avoid in your recruiting process. So there are a lot of camps out there that claim, and the ones that piss me off the most are the ones that do not have any college coaches in attendance. And some off-brand company that has a website, and what they claim is that, oh, at our camp, we're gonna have, you know, sports writers there, we're gonna have recruiting experts there, and if you perform really well, they're gonna rank you and they're gonna give you this. Guys, don't fall for that crap. It's gonna be a total waste of your time. You wanna go where the decision maker is in your recruiting process, and the decision maker is a college coach. Now, do college coaches have guys that maybe they trust for the recruiting process? Generally, yeah, maybe. But they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars every year on doing their own recruiting. They fly coaches across the country. They fly players to their school for official visits. Like, guys, they make a huge investment in recruiting. Why would they trust somebody else who is getting paid a grip of money to give them advice on who they should recruit and who they shouldn't? When really a camp is just a t-shirt and short event. So don't fall for these lies that these companies tell you, like, hey, if you come to our camp, we're gonna give you exposure, we're gonna get you this, we're gonna get you that. 99% of the time, it's a total waste of money and a total scam. Now, there are some camps out there, and I can't stand it when they do this, they'll post stuff on social media like, oh, we had this athlete attend our camp and this athlete attend our camp, and after they attended, they got this offer and that offer. Don't fall for that either, you guys, because those athletes were already getting recruited and would have earned that offer in the first place if they didn't attend that camp. So the camp did absolutely nothing for them. The camp just had that athlete show up for free so they could take pictures and videos and try to get you to pay $200 or $300 to attend the camp. So don't waste your time at exposure camps. Go where actual college coaches are.